Hello, my name is Jose Oviedo, and this is a video presentation about the biography of Benjamin Franklin. The author ideas. Franklin was a prolific writer producing volumes of essays, travel journals, newspapers, articles, satires, speeches, almanac, letters, and even ballads. The author ideas, in my opinion, encompass personal ideas that one possesses. I mean that the author finds fundamental ideas such as in the intention of becoming better or waiting to find a way to improve oneself. Benjamin Franklin mentioned it. It was about this time I convincing the bold and arduous project of arriving more perfection, demonstrating a hesitated Franklin about himself. I shared the thought. In my daily life, I seek and ponder whether I can become better than yesterday, but it's not something that others demand of me. But what does a person demand? Because I consider it an imperfection, not to be able to be better every day. Later, one can appreciate the need not to make mistakes. Simple perfection can be something to obsessive but necessary. Franklin was a perfectionist, but at the same time, unaware how imperfect he was in his daily action. Not being aware or doing good or bad is something that Franklin did not ignore. On the contrary, he considered this a challenge for himself, saying, as I knew or thought I knew what was right and wrong, I did not see why I might not always do the one and avoid the other. Benjamin Franklin. In my ideology, like Franklin, I try not to be dragged down by bad things and only follow good things. However, it is a difficult task to accomplish, established in modern times. It's not easy to avoid lying, seeking personal benefit, waiting to obtain something through out action among others. Breaking with social norms or custom is necessary to become a better person. As Benjamin Franklin stated, the contrary habit must to be broken and good ones acquired and established before we can have um, any dependent understanding. This idea is appropriate and should be followed in all society, but habits are something that is maintained and followed in my way of life. It is better to learn something good and keep searching for more valuable knowledge while avoiding useless information. It is difficult to determine what is right and what is not, comparing two completely different times is not something that can be taken lightly. Franklin time was conservative and today's time is liberal, so having ideas like ours is considered strange. For Franklin character was paramount because it determined just in a outright person. In other words, it is essential to determine the dependence of primary instinct, physical mental needs among others for anything else. He also determined that it's better to cultivate one's vocabulary, um, has having an extensive and cultural vocabulary can lead to be better development and expression, rather than be delimited to basic words. Um, Franklin has a different determinate ideas. Benjamin Franklin was an orator of conservative, correct ideas thought. Most of the ideas he expressed are necessary for the proper life. Example, temperance. There are good values in principle in life, but it's important to have access to things, but it doesn't not mean that one should live in sex or indulge in unnecessary things. When the fundamental ones are more appreciated, silent is one. One doesn't have to have a value argument. It's better not to speak or participate in the conversation. Another, keeping things organized, uh, whether personal or work related, make everything such as easy to do. Um, Resolution, starting and completing one task before moving into another is a good practice. Uh, Regularly, money is necessary in our daily life, so meaning as well is crucial. However, if someone needs help, it's important not to place too much importance on money. Industry distractions are the worst way to waste the time these days. Justice is not tried to damage the dignity of an innocent person, someone who's not a fool but rather a victim of ignorance. Moderation, forgiving someone who was hurt or ours committed offense against us is difficult. Cleanliness. If clothing that the server has proposed, and if the body get there, it can be washed. It's important to deal with. Tranquility. There are things that may make one angry, but not everything around us shall be the cause of the anger. It's better to talk or organize the situation before getting angry. Custody. It's difficult to follow these principles of times and customs and people. Humility. It's important to be like Jesus, tolerant and love everyone, leaving behind hatred and resentment, and like Socrates, to philosophize about everything and find a reason for why things are the way they are while remain humble. The ideas that resonate of Benjamin Franklin are very interesting and are very useful in the modern time. Uh, when talk with people, people think that uh, they had a reason, but before we read the biography, the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin, we learned that it's necessary to pay more attention about all necessities, about all life, about all modern time, because we we waste our time, we waste our dignity, because we can become a better person, a better people. Uh, in conclusion, it's necessary to find the better way to become a person that follow the right and the correct way, that is very necessary to be more human. Thank you for your attention.